Do you capture your photographs or do you create them? Most of us never stop and think about it. But that one question changed everything in my photography. Understanding the difference will help you find your voice and create stunning images. In the next 10 minutes, we will break down creative versus capturing photography step by step. In wildlife photography, we purely shoot on instinct and we wonder why our work feels stuck. But once we understand whether we're capturing or creating photographs, everything changes. Let's break down both so we can start using both with purpose. Step number 1, the difference between capturing and creating photographs. Capturing is reactive. It's about being present, quick, and trusting your instinct. Clicking in the split second when your subject or anything in nature surprises you. You don't control much, but when it works, it feels absolutely magical. Let me tell you guys a story. So I flew to France to photograph the white horses. We were supposed to shoot at a location. Mind you, I had already done my creative work with that location. Means I knew where I was going to shoot. I knew how much space I was going to keep between me and the horses, behind which tree I was going to shoot. So all that creative work was done. I get up in the morning all pumped. Okay, great. I'm going to go create this amazing photograph. And the rancher meets me and he says to me, Ijaz, something went wrong. We can't shoot on that location. We'll be shooting at another location. And I'm like, oh my God, now what? I switch from creative to capturing mode. Now we go into this location. I changed my position. I was this way. The horses were running this way. And I wasn't feeling anything. So I said, okay, let's just change it. And I went right opposite them. Now the horses are charging at me. I just trust that they have better reflexes than I do and they'll move out of the way instead of just pushing me down. And all I did was click, click, click. The only thing that I was hoping was I get one horse body and then the head split up. It wasn't creative. Since the water was deep, the horses were going this way, right? So every time they bent this way, they went this way. Automatically, the heads moved one side to the other. And all I had to do was go click, click, done, finished. So that is capturing, not creating. All right, creating is very intentional. It starts before you even lift your camera. You're thinking about composition, mood, light, behavior. Everything in the frame is controlled by you, the artist. That is creative photography. With the intention, of course, to guide your viewer's eye. It's not about staging your subject, it's about shaping what you already know to tell the story you want to. Alright guys, so let me show you a creative photograph. When I say creative, I mean I created 95, 99, I'm going to say 100% of what's happening in this photograph. This horse is a very aggressive horse. Does not allow any other horse to go in front of him. In my mind, this has to work. He's going to one time or the other bite. There's going to be another horse that's going to try and get in front of him, but he's going to bite. So that was one. Number 2, where do I place him? What do I want in the background? What is going to be my f-stop? What is going to be my shutter speed? How is the water going to splatter? What do I want my audience to feel? I wanted him to bite the other horse, but at the same time, I wanted him to have a connection to my audience, which means I needed him to be connected to the camera. What do I do for that? I put myself in front of him because there was only so much space between the start point of the horses and Ijaz because I was sitting over there in the water photographing. The horses, when they start running, of course, they're running. They're just running. They don't have nobody has a lead, so to speak. So there's only a certain point where this horse starts to go forward and the other horse starts to go forward compared to the bunch of them. So what I did was I moved myself forward in order to be in front of him. So that was a surprise to the horse. So in one movement, he was biting the other horse and the other one, he's looking at me because he wants to avoid me. He doesn't want to trample me. Horses are really kind spirits. My want was to be able to express the connection between the horse and my audience. And that is a creative decision that I made, controlling my s-stop, my blah, 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 the whole environment, even the background, even the water splattering, even the movement of the horse, how the sun was going to hit the face, and so on and so forth. Now that is a creative image. That's the difference between capturing, I didn't click, click. Creative, I thought about everything, and it takes time and energy. In fashion, it becomes easier. Why? Because you're speaking to your model and the model is giving you what you want. Look in, smile, smile, smile. Beautiful, big, huge smiles. Awesome. With wildlife, there is no guarantee, so it becomes more challenging. So if you control everything around your subject, you will get what you want as a creative image. I'm not saying capturing is better, or I'm not saying creative is better. They both have the benefits. My goal here is to be able to point it out to you so you can decide what kind you prefer. Later in this video, I also want to talk to you about the differences financially, what a creating photograph can get you and what a capturing photograph can get you, the potentials of it. Okay, now back to the video. Capturing teaches you to react faster, and trust me, that is an awesome skill. It sharpens your reflexes and keeps you grounded in the present moment. And that is powerful, especially because nature, wildlife, doesn't give you a second chance. Creating photographs gives you something totally different. It trains your eye to see light before it even happens. It gives you control over emotion, balance, foreground, background, aperture, shutter speed. You are basically the creator of that 100% image. That is yours. Good, bad, ugly, whatever it is, you are responsible. And over time, it helps you build a body of work that's so thoughtful and deeply personal. Neither one is better, but knowing which one you are doing in the moment helps you between hoping for a good image and building a good one. So this is a photograph that I created with the sole intention that it should mesmerize my clients. I had already set my mind up for the f-stop and the shutter speed. I had already said to myself that I want my images to be backlit. I had already thought of all the backgrounds, all snow, this, that, and the other. Of course, I was at the North Pole. The difference that I didn't know was that I didn't know how I could have the Arctic wolf react with me. So in other words, how could they react with my clients, right? Because if they're going to react with me and I'm behind the camera, they're reacting with my clients. And that emotion connection is what I wanted. Lucky, I was wearing a bright jacket. And that was distracting to the wolves when they showed up. So when they showed up, this wolf kept on turning back and forth and back and forth. And I understood that he was distracted with the coat. So when he started to come towards me, I was shooting low. I got up, and when I got up, he turned around and he looked at me. So there was a direct connection between him and I. I sat down, so he looked down as well, and I went click, click, bang, I got this photograph. So what happened? My intentions of creating something took place. I had already created this image in my mind. Now all I had to do was create it in the camera. So step number 2, let's speak about the financial benefits of each genre. Capturing photography normally shines in fast-moving industries like journalism, editorial, or social media. These images have energy. They're spontaneous, they're real, and they feel alive. They can go viral, get published quickly, or land in a magazine or digital platforms where time is everything. You know, if you get something absolutely unique out of this world, you can get paid a lot of money. That's only if you get something that people have never ever seen before. If you don't have that, it's very seldom that you can make good money out of capturing photography. Creative photography usually live in a different space. They're carefully composed, emotionally driven, and they are, for the most part, timeless. These are pieces that basically land up in galleries, private collections, and luxurious interiors. They're not just images, they're investments. And that emotional connection often translates into a higher perceived value, longer sales cycles, and stronger client relationships. My clients are always in touch with me. Before I go somewhere, I speak to them. I tell them I'm going here to do this, and this. And before I even get something, they're willing to see it. And I think in this business, the willingness of a buyer to see your images before you can go shoot them, I think that's awesome. I think that is called connection. And that is because most of my work is creative. It's intentionally driven. And my clients, they like that emotion, they like the connection, and they want that emotion in their house. That's why I work with them. It's like I almost take pre-orders, so to speak. But both have their places in the business of photography. The key is to align your approach with the kind of career and impact you want to create. Okay, step number 3. Know when to use each one of them. The real power comes from awareness. When the scene unfolds fast, capture it. Trust your instincts. Let the chaos speak. When the scene allows you for stillness, control, and emotions, create it. Shape the light. Tell the story. Create feelings. You don't need to choose one forever. You need to recognize which mindset serves the story in front of you. That's when photographs become effortless. When you're no longer stuck guessing or imitating, you are simply responding with purpose. So are you a capturing photographer or are you a creating photographer? Or maybe for the first time, you see that you're both. Whatever your strength is, just learn to lean into it, refine it, and own it. Because the moment you shoot with intention, everything about your photography will start to change. Let me know in the comments which mindset you connect with most. Alright guys, see you in the next one. But wait, I am headed back to Florida to torture myself because I hate the heat. I'm going there to photograph the Skimmers. It's a very unique bird. It's black and it's white, and a beak is orange. Very difficult exposure, but I'm going to break it down for you guys step by step on how to photograph the extreme ends, black and white, all in one. See you guys soon.